Welcome back. Before the break, we asked, how many feet does a KPVM tower rise above the Pahrump Valley floor? The correct answer is C. The valley floor is 120 feet below the KPVM studio. The tower itself is 180 feet. There is a 20-foot Scala SL8 antenna attached 2 feet on the top of the tower, which adds an additional 18 feet to its height. This brings the tower to 318 feet above the Pahrump Valley floor. Join us next week for the first ever How Well Do You Know Pahrump?
For younger women diagnosed with breast cancer, genetic counseling along with testing for BRCA1 and 2 is a standard recommendation. But how many young women are undergoing testing, and do the results have an effect on treatment decisions? A new study looked at these questions.
This health tip is brought to you by
Desert View Hospital and Mountain Valley Physicians Group. Don't put your health on hold. We have time for you. Call us to schedule your appointment. 775-751-7100.
A breast cancer diagnosis in a young woman leaves her with a choice of whether or not to undergo genetic testing.
So what I always say to my patients is, knowledge is power.
Dr. Ann Partridge from the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute says current guidelines recommend every young woman diagnosed with breast cancer should be counseled about and receive testing for BRCA1 and 2.
We're making strides and improving over time how we get the message to young women that they should consider testing.
Since 2006, she and her co-authors began following women 40 and younger diagnosed with breast cancer. For this study, they focused on nearly 900 of these women, looking at genetic testing rates, barriers to testing, and how the test results affected treatment decisions.
In 2006, the rates of testing were in the 70% range, and they went all the way up to about 95% by 2012 and 2013. While the majority of women are being tested, many are not, and a small minority, but an important minority, report that nobody even talked to them about the possibility of harboring a genetic predisposition for breast cancer or that they should get tested.
Dr. Partridge also says not every woman will choose to be tested. However, it appeared genetic testing or the concern about genetic predisposition did affect treatment decisions.
The majority of these women said that it affected whether or not they underwent a unilateral mastectomy or a lumpectomy followed by radiation or a bilateral mastectomy.
And fewer women reported that concerns about genetic risk affected whether or not they received chemotherapy or hormonal therapy.
It's imperative that we not only help women to get this information, but that we also counsel them, help to support them as they make these treatment decisions, especially in the context of a newly diagnosed patient who's stressed and anxious and needs to have good communication with her providers and good support.
Catherine Dolf, The JAMA Report.
The study says concerns about genetic risk also affected a woman's treatment decisions, even if she was tested negative.
More than 18 hours after the polls closed in the Show Me state, the presidential primary race in Missouri remains too close to call. The leading candidates each ahead by just 0.2 percentage points. With 99% of the precincts reporting, frontrunners Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump maintain slight leads in the Democratic and Republican races, respectively. As of about 2 p.m. Eastern Time, former Secretary of State Clinton led Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders 49.6 to 49.4%, a difference of about 1,500 votes. Billionaire businessman Donald Trump led Texas Senator Ted Cruz 40.9 to 40.7%, a difference of about 1,700 votes. Ohio Governor John Kasich has so far earned 9.9% of the vote. If Clinton is confirmed the Missouri primary winner, it will mean she has swept all 5 Super Tuesday 2.0 states. She bested Sanders by double digits in Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio, and by about 2 points in Illinois. Winning Missouri would bring Trump's Tuesday total to 4 states. He also won Florida, North Carolina, and Illinois, in addition to Northern Mariana Islands. Kasich won his native Ohio by about 11 points.
News 46 caught up with the CEO of Valley Electric Association, Tom Husted, who tells us about the proposed rate increase.
We are looking at an accelerated rate adjustment. Originally, we had planned on a rate adjustment going in 2017. Now, with the expansion and the activities that we have going on, we're looking at putting that in yet this this year, and that will be in 2016, and looking at tentatively at July. Of course, nothing is set in concrete at this point in time. This is something that we're still working through with the consultants and the board of directors, and so as more information is available, then we will make that available to the public. If that is something that we are definitely going to do, then we will hold a series of meetings and we'll keep our members informed and put out information, and so there'll be ample opportunity for our members to hear the reasoning behind and how we plan to go forward, etc.
And so you don't know the exact numbers right now because you're still in that stages. And so people have questions. Can they ask questions now, or you want to have them come to the meeting?
Sure, they can ask questions now, and I always have an open door policy. If somebody wants to come in and visit with me, give me a call, etc. But right now, it's traditional for us to have an independent third company that will come in and do a cost of service analysis and see what sort of an adjustment we need, how much, etc. Right now, we're tentatively looking at a single digit. Of course, we haven't had an adjustment since 2010. So, we've made it quite some time, made it through the toughest recession in this country's history and in the state's history, and tripled the size of the company to boot. So, a lot of things have went on in the last 6 years that have raised our cost. For instance, just the average cost of living has went up over 12% in the last 6 years. And while our company and our expenses have tripled, well, our rates have remained the same.
As far as the rate adjustment, do you have the outside agency come in and look at the cost effectiveness at various times to see if there's any where you can do an adjustment to lower the rates too?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, with some of the things that we have within our business plan right now, this adjustment could very well be temporary. We're looking at the possibility of a 2017-18 rate decrease right behind this rate increase, and that's because of the robust business activities that we've got going on.
Now, the second of 6 VEA district meetings takes place tonight in District 6. That's Pahrump north of Highway 372 at Nevada Treasure RV Resort, located at 301 West Leslie Street. Registration opens at 5 and the meeting begins at 6 p.m. Now, Thursday, District 3, Beatty, Sarcobatus Flat, and Scotty's Junction will host its meeting at the Beatty Community Center. Registration opens at 5 p.m. and meetings begin at 6.
And the Grove Medical Marijuana Dispensary is having their grand opening tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day. They will also be having a live remote on our radio station, KA's Country 95.9, beginning at 11 a.m.
We've got our large and fun grand opening happening Thursday, March 17th here at the facility.
And you're located where?
We are located at 1541 East Basin Avenue.
And you're open right now, aren't you?
Yes, we are open. We've been open since May 1st. We had what you consider a soft opening, time to work out the kinks and get ready for this big grand opening on Thursday.
So what are we expecting to see on Thursday?
On Thursday, we are going to have in-store specials. We are having a $5 pre-roll, so come on out and everyone gets a $5 pre-roll. We're going to have a doctor on site. Karma is going to be here for new patients or to answer any questions someone would like to become a patient. And we're just going to have a few tents outside. We're going to have food, and we're going to just have a little fun.
There's a lot of questions, isn't there? People don't know exactly how to get their card or if they can use their card at this facility. Different questions about what ailments qualify. You'll have all those answered here?
Yes, absolutely. And even since we've been open since March 1st, we've had a lot of people come in and ask questions on how to get a card, what can I use my card for. I mean, on Thursday, it's just going to be a big education day. Come on down and we'll try to answer as many questions as we can for you.
And also talk about what products you have here, right?
Yep, absolutely. We'll be able to discuss all the different types of products we have.
Give me a little overview of what you have.
On an overview level, we have anywhere from flour, vape pens, to edibles, to topicals. A little bit of everything for someone that would like to experience cannabis for the first time or a recurring patient.
And then also get questions answered as far as what types of strains what effects there are?
Absolutely, yes. We'll be able to answer any type of question you might have. There's so many different strains and what each strain can do and help with each different individual ailment.
So what time, again, is it going to be held on actually St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yep, on St. Patrick's Day. It is from 11 to 7 this Thursday, March 17th, here at the facility.
Do you guys have a phone number, Facebook, website?
Yes, we do. The phone number at the facility is 775-556-0100.
And what's your guys' website?
Website is thegrovenv.com.
We'll be back with more News 46 after the break.